Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, the whole entire internet is going up in flames in the best way possible, because right now, PlayStation's gonna probably go get an absolute massive Xbox exclusive. Now, as you guys probably know, we've been seeing a little bit of Xbox kind of somewhat dissipating out the Xbox console, which is very sad. We may go discuss in a separate video, so subscribe to the channel for that. But when it comes to this, we've been seeing a lot of brand new games coming out to cross-platform. Good example is Sea of Thieves, good example, Grounded, good examples, a lot of other future games that might be also tinkered on in. And right this second, it seems like there's going to be a massive announcement coming up soon, potentially over at Gamescom too as well, that one of the biggest and most successful, even as of this day, franchises is now coming from Xbox to PlayStation. I want to go talk about that, talk about the news, talk about what game it is, and overall give my thoughts because I want to hear your thoughts down below. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Target links down below for the summer holiday sales, so check on those links if you guys are interested. Of course, subscribe, Twitter and Twitch down below. Let's dive on into it. So you guys may or may not have seen some of these rumors. So a few days ago, first of all, saying that like Shinobi, a known leaker, was saying that a big Xbox game is coming to PlayStation as of this next week. So basically saying, I wonder when the next round of ported games are coming. We had 4 games from Xbox before, and here's Shinobi being like, hey, what are you doing next week? We don't know about multiple games, but there is at least one big game coming. And this is kind of where this rumor came from. And this is where it's kind of big, is that apparently Forza Horizon 5 is now eventually, very soon, going to be having a PlayStation port, and the game itself will be able to be played on PlayStation. Now, this, to me, is huge. And I'm going to say this is huge good news on behalf of everyone. And I also want to hear your thoughts, like I said, throughout this video. Or this game, Forza Horizon, I put probably like at least 100 hours into the game, probably more. This is a very well-made game, very fun arcade racer, a perfect game for multiplayer, so on PlayStation, and at the end of the day, the game itself was utterly fantastic, to the point where I really can't wait to play Forza Horizon 6, and I think they've understand and got a stride with their game. It's arcadey, it's fun, it's multiplayer, it's kind of seamless in and out, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of cool cars, and one thing that PlayStation is missing is a fun arcade racer. Now, I know some people are going to say, you know, Gran Turismo. I agree. I love Gran Turismo, but the game that was a little bit more on the racing sim side, it was a loosey-goosey racing sim, yes, but it's a little bit more on the strategic side. This is just you get a fast car, you go and drive 400 miles an hour down a random highway, and you go and just explore all throughout the desert and have a good time. And that's what I like when it comes to games. But that's why it's just kind of a big deal. Because as of right this sec, we've had a chance to see that Forza has done well. But for some people are saying it's maybe not going to be coming to PlayStation, so keep that with a grain of salt. But for most other leagues out here, we've been hearing a lot more news that this is coming. Now, once again, rumors. Like, this is all rumors. Rumors, leaks. But a lot of people are saying, like, hey, Forza Horizon 5 will be even bigger on PS5. They need a real open-world racing game over there. Nice of Xbox first party to step up when PlayStation has it, which at the end of the day, like, I do agree. I think racing games are big games. Just want to give a shout out over here to Colis. But like, just because people are kind of talking about it, you know? People are like, oh, that's great as well. And some people are kind of making it curious on why we even need to have an Xbox. And we could talk about that more in a separate video, but I want to focus more on the good news over here because we've seen so many rumors and so much discussion on this too as well. Or even this was getting removed from a day ago because people most likely probably realize this will be most likely true. Now, obviously, there's some people saying it's just going to be a big one, but it just kind of makes sense. It's a multiplayer game, could potentially get more people on Game Pass. Think you play one fun multiplayer game, and then maybe you see the next one on Game Pass. You go and buy it that day because you don't have to wait 1 or 2 years, 3 years to go have it poured on over. And as well, Gran Turismo is a fun game, and that does get a lot of people into the PlayStation ecosystem. But at the same time, you need a little bit more of the fun arcadey style. What games were kind of brought from before? Sea of Thieves, Grounded. Those two in particular, very fun multiplayer experiences. How do you get a lot of sales? You kind of get that FOMO with all your friends. Think like, let's go and say maybe when Helldivers came out, a lot of people were collectively getting their friends together to go and play the game. So what do? You'd be like, hey buddy, I'm going to be playing Helldivers for the next few weeks. You want to play? Then they buy the game and they play together, and then you get your other buddy, then your other buddy, then your other buddy, then your other buddy, and soon at some point you have 1 million people playing the game. Now, it's not going to probably be that big. And that's strange, all that, but it's still a big deal to see nonetheless. Now, one other big thing to note is that I think this is a very, very good idea. Some people are saying this is going to be a cope. Some people respond and say, oh, hey, you guys finally get a good racing game. I think at the end of the day, if this is all true, this is great, great news, because a lot of people are confirming it. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are saying that this is going to probably be the best big game. And of course, they also have this too as well, where they have the gifts when it comes to like how the game, where the game's at, etc., etc. People saying that Sea of Thieves has done very well, and their next big title too as well. We're going to be hearing stuff soon. Gamescom is going on the next few days, and most likely we're going to have some Monster Hunter news too as well. And it was a huge big game too back in 2021, and I loved it at the time. And I do think it's just a relaxing, good game. The game itself had a lot of users, a lot of people who enjoyed the game, and once again, this is a big, big deal. So first and foremost, I think this is great. But we've also been hearing even more rumors saying that Final Fantasy also might be coming to Xbox, but they're just waiting for Square Enix to announce it. So that's even bigger news too. So PlayStation's getting a huge game, which is overall great for consumers. If you guys have a PlayStation and not an Xbox or a PC, you should consider this a win, because I think it's a win. If you're an Xbox user, this is also kind of a win, because you get to have a chance to play the game for a few years, and now there's going to be more players playing the game. It'll keep the servers online longer because they're more incentivized to, and as well also adds more funding and more kind of priority towards the next upcoming Forza. Because if we go and see it sells 1 million copies on PS5, that means it might go and sell even more on the next one when it comes out, which gives them more funding, more priority, and at the end of the day, will hopefully make sure Xbox doesn't go and axe the entire studio, which is a sad thing to see and state on the state of affairs for, well, this right now, but it's still interesting. It's still good. And this fact as well, seeing even more games kind of going cross-platform. So Final Fantasy, that was a PlayStation 5 exclusive, now coming to Xbox. It's kind of like everyone's getting the smorgasbord. If Xbox is in, PlayStation's in. If PlayStation's in, Xbox is in. So at the end of the day, us consumers, we're pretty happy about this. I like the idea that we get to play these games as much as we want. I like the idea that we can go and just pick and choose. And I do think Forza's kind of been holding up Xbox a while, because even right now, that game has probably around at least 10,000 people playing it just on Steam alone. Let's go look, Forza Horizon 5 Steam count. And let's go and see how many people are actively playing Forza Horizon. These numbers will be a little bit higher too as well, because it most likely does not include Xbox, and also would probably bump up even too as well for the PlayStation 5. But look at some of these numbers. Bump it up to 13,000, 12,000. Like, I mean, it kind of dips down at night, sure. But this is overall a relatively big game for something that's been out for so long. And more racing games is always better. I do actually think it is a small niche, or a small niche in terms of how many games are made, big niche overall, and I love this game. This was a very fun game. So I think PlayStation users are getting a massive, massive win. But this does also go and vote on, what do we really need the Xbox console for? Now, I may make this a little bit more of an in-depth, long-term video, because there's been a lot of community reception and reaction towards this. But I think overall, I do agree. I do think that this whole high-level Xbox users have kind of gotten screwed over, because exclusives are kind of meant to be an exclusive. Now, I don't mind, because this game 3 years later is now available, so if you want to play it, you most likely pretty much have everything unlocked if you play it from even the first year. Not even first day, just first year. So I guess it's not the biggest deal, and it's okay, they can kind of cross over as much as you want. Because does it really matter that much as long as you can play the game? Now, I do kind of secretly wish, though, that PlayStation would be a little bit more chill on moving over their first-party games. Now imagine how cool it'd be to have God of War Ragnarok, or have Last of Us, or Spider-Man, all these various games on Xbox. Maybe if it's only even 2 years after the fact, although PlayStation is very focused on selling hardware and making money off of hardware, so that might be a little harder for us to justify and make happen, which I do understand is a little bit of a pain, but that would be really cool. Like, imagine the future where every single console is out there and we can play every game. Because right now, getting Final Fantasy is great. Square Enix will make more money, which lets them make more future games and take more risky IPs and evolve the gaming sphere. We're not just making Final Fantasy 17 and Final Fantasy 14 MMO. play other games too as well. And on top of that, that also just makes sure these game studios like Forza Horizon can actually go and make a Forza Horizon 6. So this is great news for the gaming community. I love these rumors. I hope they're true because I want to go and end my night, and whenever this is all announced at Gamescom or whatever, with a happy mood where all of us gamers are happy as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below in case you guys like to go and watch. We have all the Target links too as well. All those Target links will be for the summer holiday sales, so check those on out. Click them on out if you guys would like. And I just appreciate you all for watching.